What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Mac, and I'm back with another one. This is going to be another How Did They Fight video, and this time we're looking at the explosive character from the hit anime My Hero Academia's Katsuki Bakugo. Now, with Bakugo, we're going to be looking exclusively at his ability, mainly because that's what he uses the most when he fights. He does have small athletic and martial arts things that he uses, like grappling techniques and throwing techniques, but no actual hand-to-hand combat, so going to kind of hurt his, fighter level a little bit, but he still does have something that he can use in fights, so we're going to analyze it. Now, to start off with his ability is something called a quirk. A quirk is pretty much a genetic mutation that alters the physical body to give it a special power. And Bakugo's quirk is called Explosion. Explosion pretty much is his sweat is nitroglycerin, which when added to oxygen can cause an explosion. Now, Bakugo uses this to pretty much inflict damage on his enemies, but aside from that, he's also able to blow his enemies away from him, dodge debris, or pretty much hit debris to get it away from his body. And also he has been able to use it to, well, not fly, but pretty much glide. So what he does is when he jumps, he aims his arms in a direction that he wants to go to pretty much keep himself upward and skyward. He can use this to angle it a little bit low from behind his back, and that'll constantly move him forward to give good speed and distance into his leaps. But it's good. It's really good things he can do with it. One of the major things that he does with this quirk when he first starts to analyze it is he thinks about the way to handle the backlash of it. Now, quirks are still physical capabilities, so they can be overused and damage your body just like if you overuse your muscle. Bakugo understood this very quickly, and so when he had his costume made, he made a feature that would go and protect his arms, which are the big gauntlets that look like grenades on his arms. Now, another thing that these gauntlets do is that they store some of the nitroglycerin that's produced by his body. Now, this is useful to pretty much give him a little backup weapon or last resort weapon that he can release that will send a compressed blast that is wide and very, very powerful and very, very destructive. So this is pretty much a last-ditch effort. It's probably something that also can cause a lot of damage to him. So it's something that he doesn't use all that much. Actually, with his fight with Midoriya, I don't think he uses it at all after that. But it's still something that if he does need it to bring back later, it is very destructive and also very helpful in fights. So to move on, another thing that Bakugo does is that he has taken a lot of time to analyze his quirk, and he's made something called the howitzer impact. Now, with that, he pretty much constantly blasts himself into a spinning rotational force, and then when he gets close to his target, he hits them with one more force, so that will add in pretty much three forces. One force from the rotation, which also is a vacuum, one force of the immediate intake of oxygen that goes through and it expands the explosion that he puts into the impact. So it's three things combined to make a very large and very powerful explosion. So another thing that Bakugo does is that he really does take time out to consider how much he's using his quirk when he doesn't have on his gauntlet. Because we see that in his fight with Uraraka, he uses a very large explosion to repel a lot of debris that she's trying to send at him. And as you can see, it's very, very powerful, and the force of it is great, as you can see how much it's affecting the people that are high up in the stand. But afterwards, we see him kind of tense his arm up as if he just, strained a muscle. And that goes to show just how much these things can actually backlash on you and hurt you. This is shown even more in his fight against All Might, when he's going through and he loses his gauntlets because All Might destroys him. And he still continues to use his quirk at a high capacity, and you can actually see through his veins just how much damage this thing can do to him. So it shows a lot of his strategic ability and also his analytical ability, when he made and designed his costume to be able to fully utilize his quirk and also to protect himself while using it. So with Bakugo, sadly, since he hasn't actually seen anything or used anything outside of his ability, you know, like a martial art or anything like that, he's pretty much only done quick things like grapples and throws, but nothing all that really physical hand-to-hand type combat. So with that, I really can't put him in a class A or B style fighter, so he's pretty much a class C, a mediocre fighter. But even so, with the abilities that he's shown and also the utilization of his quirk, Bakugo is an extraordinary person. So when he adds in a martial art trait, that'll definitely boost his ranking up. But for this one, that's pretty much it for that. Bakugo's class C. So if there's any other character that you would like to see analyzed, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you for your viewership. Be sure to like the video and subscribe.
I keep my ideals when it's lit.